What's up, you guys? It's Lo, and I'm back with more internet BS. Things that are happening online oh my god, they're happening on a lot of different websites, but we're gonna dive into it. First, I wanted to say happy Pride Month, everybody. Super excited, and I wanted to call attention to a couple things that I always link down below in all of my videos, but I wanted to highlight especially this month. One of the first links I share is a link to the Trevor Project, and the Trevor Project is crisis intervention, specifically for LGBTQI plus youths who are facing depression, suicidal thoughts, or need help in other means. Anybody who's going through crisis. Then I also include a link to the Black Lives Matter movement and the NAACP legal fund. Both of those are something that I really hold dear to my heart too, and I've donated to both as well. And I'm also highlighting including those because there are, Black LGBTQ plus people who are in need of help too. So I think those are three great organizations. And if you don't know a lot about them, please click the links down below, check them out, and consider either volunteering or donating any of your time or spare money. So thank you, and we will get into the story now. So the internet BS that I wanted to talk about today is not somebody I ever thought I would make a video about, and that is Creepshow Art. If you don't know who Creepshow Art is, she is a art commentary YouTuber where she'll have some art that either usually herself or somebody else has created on some kind of digital art format, and then she places her commentary over top. It's a wide variety of topics. She has done some true crime. She talks about a lot of problematic YouTubers, problematic people, just in the creative space in general, celebrities, insane stories, all sorts of stuff. She also does personal story times as well. One story time she has told is of a stalker that she had. She gave her the name Amy, and Amy apparently stalked her life on the internet. They used to be friends in high school, and this stuff at the point of the video that she had posted, which I believe she posted 2 years ago at this point now, had been going on for 8 years previously. So she made this video because they had come to some sort of resolution and had kind of become friends and all of that. Turns out she's apparently being stalked again. I don't know. I want to dive into this. So to give a little bit more of a backstory, we're going to be having to go to a website first called LOL Cow. LOL Cow is a image board messaging forum kind of thing that is completely anonymous. You can share your name in there, but I would not share your name in LOL Cow. And Creepshow Art has been known to use LOL Cow to find stories, references, resources, and apparently has posted on there before. I did see some posts that it was obvious that she was replying as Creepshow Art to something somebody had said. The other day, one of the administrators of LOL Cow made this post, and they said, as many users of the thread are aware, Shannon, which is Creepshow Art's name, posted on LOL Cows haven't been subtle. We've decided to compile her post history after she escalated her behavior by sharing her sister's social media in order to deflect from criticism about herself. Beyond that, she's been anonymously promoting her videos and Patreon/YouTube membership to farmers and making posts about herself, either white knighting or insulting herself. For many years, we've had a policy to reveal post histories of users who go to great lengths to use LOL Cow Farm to propel their own online presence. You can read the full post history here, and they provide a link of everything that she apparently has ever posted. Now remember, this is all anonymous, so that it never says that this is Creepshow Art. However, they do go into the fact that every one of the posts that they have listed have the same IP address. She responded to this in a YouTube community post, and I took a screenshot just in case it ended up getting deleted. This post is going up because I need to talk about this and let you know what's going on. Earlier today, I got a message saying that I had doxed a relative, that I had been called out for saying certain things about myself and other creators, and more on a hate forum. And I was confused because I hadn't done this. I would remember doing that, especially the doxing. That's so firmly against what I stand for, and I don't believe in doing that, even to someone I loathe. However, after being sent screenshots of what I allegedly said about myself, about me, myself, my friends, and more importantly, my relative, I realized what had happened. A couple years back, I made a video about how I've been stalked for over 8 years by a woman I called Amy. That's not her real name because I was protecting her identity. I talked in detail about the situation and how it affected me and what I had to do in the situation to keep myself safe. But I also discussed how Amy and I kind of reconciled at the end of that and came to an understanding. She even liked the video and supported me making it. We kept in contact over the past couple years, and I thought I kept a good amount of distance between us us, never letting her close enough to hurt me again. Apparently, I'm really shitty at that. Obviously, I was wrong because she has gone back to doing what she has always done, which is trying to hurt me, to try to turn the people in my life against me, and salivate at the idea of me losing everything. She did this for years, even when I didn't have anything, to the point where when I was dating my husband, she sent him text messages telling him I was a horrible person and he should leave me. She made fake Facebook accounts to tell people what a terrible person I was, and she spent years fucking with me, non-stop, to the point where I just wanted to end it. I had a sneaking suspicion she had been going back to this earlier this year when I started to receive more and more images of self-harm and abuse in my inbox, because that was one of the biggest things she would do to me. I didn't want to believe it though, because I'm a polarizing creator and because of people on the internet just don't have boundaries. And that's why I shut down my Instagram, and low-key, why I had to shut my Twitter down. I've stated publicly and behind the scenes that the amount of harassment I have received has gone down by 100% when I deleted Twitter, and now I know why. Because of Amy. When she harassed me in high school, I would get images of self-harm and self-injury that would cause me to shut down emotionally, and I had confided in her back when we were friends that this was one of my big sore spots. Seeing something like that was a number one way to hurt me online. So when it started happening in excess again, I started to think that maybe it was her. Maybe she had gone back to that way of being. But I didn't want to think that because we had been so good the last time we talked. The last time we emailed, it had been lovely, with her catching her up on my life and me doing the same back. I did not know she was going to use everything to try and paint me as something I'm not. I didn't think I needed to use a VPN so she wouldn't get my IP address. She has shown me pictures of her daughter and has been supportive of my channel. I thought we were okay, but I was wrong. Because she has been posting on certain sites, posing as me, spoofing my IP, doxing my family members, writing things about myself and my friends, sending me death threats from other accounts, making false accounts to spam my comment section, spamming the comment section of my friends, saying hateful things about me in order to get them to drop me, and just all around doing what she did years ago. That's not it, of course, but the amount of time and energy she has put into this well beyond what I thought she was capable of, and as far as I can tell, she's been doing this for well over a couple of years. That's not to say I haven't messed up or been rightfully criticized, mind you. I'm not blaming her or people for being critical of me. I don't know how she did it, I don't know why she did it, but the moment my relative was brought up out of the blue, I knew it was her. She has literally always been obsessed with my relative to the point of constantly bringing them up in our conversation, asking me about them, and using them to hurt me even in high school. So I am sending out a cease and desist. And if it comes to it, I will be filing a full restraining order. I don't want to have to do that because she has a daughter and this will go on her record, which will keep her from being able to get a job and providing for that child. And I keep going in circles in my head about this because I don't know what's right in this situation, but I also don't want this to continue. I just want this to be done. All I've ever wanted was for this to be done, and it's getting to the point where I have to protect myself and my family. I just wanted to update you guys because there's a narrative floating around now that I said terrible things about myself and doxed a relative of mine online, and it's not fucking true. All I can say is it's not fucking true. I completely understand if no one believes me. I understand if I lose friends over this, but the fact that it's been over 10 years of this shit is exhausting. The fact that 2 fucking years ago I made a video about this exact thing happening, about this person doing this to me, going to this extremes, hopefully says a lot. This has been going on for nearly half of my fucking life, and I am going to be keeping the rest of this offline where it belongs. So if you have questions, I'm sorry, I'm not answering them, but I wanted to address it. Again, I talked about this 2 fucking years ago, only for her to go around and do this shit again. I'm learning every day how much she dedicated to harassing me, and it goes deeper than I ever thought. She says that this person was going to the point where they were spoofing her IP address and posting on LOL account of, an anonymous posting forum to kind of make her look bad. She has talked about how she was hacked. She got locked out of her Google and YouTube account once. But the interesting thing is, like, through all of these hacking attempts, no actual like private information about her has ever been leaked in terms of emails, DMs, anything like that. When you make payments, you'll usually get a receipt to your Google account. I mean, I'm assuming you have used Gmail. I mean, she has a YouTube channel and she probably uses her Gmail as her main account. So that's just kind of weird and suspect. And really, yes, you can spoof an IP address. I am not a computer science. I'm not in IT. I did study a little bit about it because I was like, maybe I could do this. And I quickly learned I cannot. Computers are too stressful for me. But the one thing that I did learn about was IP addresses and MAC addresses. And an IP address, how that works is that is your address into the network. That's how your computer or device identifies itself when it goes through a router and then goes out into the network itself. I hope I'm explaining that like correctly. In my head, it makes more sense. A MAC address is the actual address of the hardware. Petty Page made a tweet, well, it was like a voice tweet where she said the real only way, and also by the way, she's in labor, so the fact that she actually even waited on this drama, girl, focus on getting that human out of you. Like, don't even worry about this right now. But she did bring up a good point because her husband is in IT. The MAC address is the hardware address. That would be one of the best ways to determine if that came from her devices. However, devices change. You could be using a phone, you could be using a laptop, a desktop, you could be using somebody else's computer, you could be using a tablet. There are lots of different things. Also, you can spoof MAC addresses. It's not like an easy thing. I mean, I couldn't go and do either one of these things, but I know it's possible. It can be done. In my mind, and I kind of ran this by my husband because he is also in IT as well, and he's about to get a degree in IT after working in the industry forever, that in the level of hacking, I feel like this is a slightly elevated hacking attempt, if you will, to completely take somebody's IP address and spoof it to post in an anonymous form. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to put in to work. That's a lot of work. And it's no easy task. Like I said, when I think of hacking levels, like your lowest levels, like a brute force or somebody sending you an email to like get you to respond to phish to it, you know? So that's kind of a lot. But I did want to go through some of the comments and tweets. First, I want to shout out this Twitter thread. They are called DishSoap1234, I believe is their name. I'll link their Twitter down below. They pretty much have only been tweeting about this. So they did bring up the good point that I just brought up too. If she gets hacked all the time, why are there no other leaks happening? They have access to, I'm assuming, all of her information. Like I said, like this is linked to a lot of people's stuff. It is very ingrained in your online activity, especially when you are a YouTube creator. So then one of her friends that was bashed by whoever was posting on her IP address, Ready to Glare, she initially shared Creepshow Art's community post that I just read to you in support, but then she started doing more information. She started seeing what had been said about her. She deleted the last tweet of Creepshow Art's thing, and she said, "My heart fucking hurts. I don't visit or post on LOL account. In the past years ago, an ex-friend posted about me there and it severed our friendship. The sole name of the website still stings. I specifically stay away from those websites as I find them bad for my mental health. In the past 24 hours, I've been swamped by different versions of what's going on. I'm overwhelmed and I'm going to take a step back for a bit to process," which is good for her. And then the admins do go on to say, Shannon's IP accurately reflects her different locations and different devices, so phone, laptop, etc., that she has been known to use. We have additional data that we do not want to divulge, but you're welcome to look at some of the past exchanges of how we proceeded. And then they include a couple links. Her explanation only proves that she cannot deny our legitimacy. The implication that nearly 300 posts over the span of 2.5 years all came from one single spoofed IP is ridiculous. Shannon hasn't pointed out which single IP she's confirming in her post history because she's too fucking stupid to realize she just implicitly confirmed her entire post history. At the same time, she expects us to believe that one IP was spoofed to frame her, so she's gonna claim all the other IPs in her posts are now spoofs too. She knows she fucked up. Otherwise, her defense wouldn't be, if it was my device information on my IP, but somehow I was framed. And that's the thing, is these posts are known to LOL Cow to be hers, but they're multiple things. So they would have to do this from multiple devices. And if she only exchanged emails from one device, I don't know, it's just like a lot of stuff is not adding up to me in this sense. Ashley Lily, I kind of forget her name. She said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We spoke about this yesterday and I feel horrible. And I felt really horrible about her with her stalker. And now I'm confused and suspicious of what's truly happened. I haven't been using Twitter as much, so I'm just seeing this thread. I think for me, the biggest thing is that if it was a Google and YouTube account been hacked, why would it just be changing pictures and not stealing all of your personal information that's linked to it? It doesn't really add up and I'm really confused. Once again, it makes sense because a lot of people link a lot of really personal stuff to their Google accounts nowadays. I mean, the government has a contract with Google, for crying out loud. There's zero evidence from both ends. The hacking just raises confusion red flags for me. I hope so dearly that none of this is true because Shannon has inspired me and helped me so fucking much since day one. She was the first YouTuber to believe in me and lift me up. If it's not true, I completely stand by her. If it is, I feel horribly deceived. Only time will now tell, and I really hope this comes to light. This thread isn't meant to come off as immediately leaning to being true or not, by the way. I just want to be fair with my skepticisms, as now I've seen RTG's tweets, and these threads have been our personal conversation after the Swan incident. Interesting that she brings it up because lots of people have been equating this to the John Swan incident. And if you don't know what the John Swan incident is, the Minecraft YouTuber Dream commented in a Reddit post about how John Swan, at this point almost well over a year ago, had pretended to be Dream in Discord and trolled one person, Harley TBS or something, and said a racial slur and talked about a Minecraft sex mod. John Swan defended himself adamantly, saying it was not him. Somebody had gotten into his Discord. He eventually said that an autistic 12-year-old family friend hacked into his Discord or just had access to his Discord. He signed into it there and went and trolled these people and pretended he was Dream. He continuously doubled down on this until he was confronted by a friend, Nicholas Diorio, who through other people in the commentary community said he's lying, and Nicholas Diorio released the voice call where John Swan admitted, I'm lying. Except for that was not exactly how he said it. He just kind of said, when you know, you know. So I'm waiting for Creepshow Art to say, if you know, you know. I decided to start hitting up the comments of all of this stuff. So I went back into the comments of her community post, and one of the first comments I saw was, this sounds like the more elaborate version of John Swan's 12-year-old autistic relative did it story, minus the ableism, of course. Obviously, this is speculation based on limited knowledge of my law, but my best guess as to why Shannon said she doesn't want to file a restraining order against Amy is that she knows people online would probably be able to dig that kind of thing out of public record and get suspicious if they couldn't find it. At least some people will believe she's a saint for thinking of Amy's child, which is true. I think a lot of people it'd be easy to find that stuff. It's all public record. I'm not saying that the scenario you're depicting couldn't be true, but you have made videos about how you catfished before. And then somebody said, wait, really? Ew. And then someone else responded to that and said, I like you, Shannon, but this seriously doesn't add up. This situation's so tragic. I adore watching Shannon's videos, but I can't after like this. The more you lie about a situation like this, the more it will eat you alive. Come clean, apologize, and get some therapy. Another person said, I cannot comprehend the fact that so many people are taking your word for it. If she wanted to ruin your career, why would she also promote your Patreon on LOL Cow? Duh. Why would she also talk good about you? Not even to get into the fact that you expect us to believe that this woman somehow managed to use your IP every time she wanted to post on LOL Cow for 3 years. What kind of story is this? Someone else replied to that and said, I'm skeptical to believe this, giving her controversy under Creepshow Art and how she's known for full-blown serious videos with no research, making serious claims that can easily be debunked. I don't doubt that you've been stalked and that it's likely the same person, and I'm sorry for that, it's awful, but there's something you've done wrong that you need to take responsibility for. A lot of people are skeptical, and I don't blame them given what the current available evidence is. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, I just think that it's probably easier to blame on someone who's already hurt you than to apologize and come forward for whatever your role is and what's actually happening. The people who follow you, but especially the people who've been directly affected, deserve to know what's happening, why it's happening, and what you're doing about it. She does have some supporters in here too. Some people say we have no reason to believe she's being dishonest. I think she should reach out to the other lady and be upfront with her issue and try to figure it out from there, but we aren't entitled to see everything that's going on with her in the background. Another said, I deleted my previous comment supporting you. I believed you initially because I know nothing about IP addresses, hacking, and such. And since you previously mentioned Amy, it made sense to me at the time. But after reviewing the forum myself, I've become more critical of you. Not saying Amy isn't real, she very well could have harassed you all those years, but I don't think she's responsible for what happened this time. It just does not make sense. I think it's best you take a step back away and take a mental health break. This can't possibly be healthy. And then they followed up with another response, and no disrespect when I say this, but literally, what is stopping you from pressing charges if she's real? She has mentally scarred you for life and has put you and your relatives in danger. There's no way I'd have compassion for that. And then somebody responded that if she was real, she would have done that in the beginning if she felt threatened. I feel like Shannon is one of those people who brings drama on themselves by letting negative people stew around them. And the OP of that was, personally, I'm not completely convinced that Amy is real after reading all of it, but I'm not going to completely discredit Shannon by saying she's fake someone who's definitely harassed her for years. I can't get over this. You're relying on your audience's lack of knowledge of IP addresses and putting them in a position where they feel so anxious for your safety. You have to be absolutely heartless to do this, man. And then somebody else who I really like their name. Shannon is also causing people to attempt to empathize with her by sharing their own personal experiences with stalkers. She's exploiting their trauma for her own personal gain. It's like lying about being raped, knowing full well other survivors will believe, support, and defend you. She needs to own her shit, accept any and all consequences for her actions, log off for a while, and get some help. Healthy people don't lie and behave like this. What she is doing is sick. This is giving me John Swan vibes. Something just doesn't seem right, and you are hurting your friends in the process. These are the people who supported you, and they deserve the truth, not excuses. This doesn't add up. That's not how IP addresses work, but okay. Who's gonna tell Shannon IP addresses don't work like that when creating a fake story? I mean, you can spoof IP addresses. So that's the thing. Some people do not understand that. Like I said, it's not easy, but it can be done. And then another said, if all of this is true, then why are your friends posting about how hurt they are on their socials? I feel sympathetic to her friends, but I would be lying if I'm not laughing pretty hard at Shannon right now. Like she really thought she could tell this absurdly stupid lie and we wouldn't question it. Somebody said, Amy sounds like a queen, a genius hacker extraordinaire. I mean, I guess. Now, I don't necessarily want to go into all the stuff that she said. I have seen a lot of the stuff she talked about. Ready to Glare, who is a friend of hers, D'Angelo Wallace, who's somebody that she has, really gassed up and who I think is a good creator. A lot of people that she has seen interacting with publicly, she will praise Corpse Husband and simp over him, but then the IP address used is literally talking shit about his fans, talk shit about D'Angelo Wallace, talk shit about Blair Wright, Ready to Glare, all these people. I don't know if she considers Blair Wright a friend. I don't think so. But then also would be promoting her Patreon and her YouTube membership. And would talk trash about her. So it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute, literally. So while I was doing research about this, because I found out about this last night, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning because I went to bed at 7:30. And then I stayed up for 3 hours reading about all this, woke up and started reading more and more about it. And while I was reading about it, she posted a video about Martha P. Johnson and Stonewall and all that stuff. And she got some things wrong, which was interesting. The first comment at the top of her video that came up today is just a little piece of information. Martha P. Johnson did not throw the first brick. She herself stated that. And then somebody else said, Shannon wouldn't know this because she's made this video to distract from her use of LGBTQ slurs on gossip forums, among other horrible shit. Dish Soap 1234 has pinned has pics on Twitter. And that is the other thing too. She did make slurs, using the F slur a lot. Shannon has been caught making fun of her friend Edwin, the butt of a joke, by saying that he's a closeted homosexual. That's a joke. Shannon is not an ally. So under her videos, she's getting a lot of support, but then there are a few people that are still trying to push this out. I'm just gonna stop with it because it's basically the same. So long story, TLDR, you didn't have to read it. I just read it all for you. Creepshow Art might be the creep that she has always portrayed other people to be. I don't know. I hope her friends are doing okay, especially Ready to Glare, who I know does deal with a lot of mental struggles and sometimes has issues with her mental strength, even just on a daily basis. So having something like this happen is probably pretty harmful to her mental health and mental well-being. I hope we're able to get to the bottom of this. And I don't know, to be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards the side that this is her doing all of this because the multiple IP addresses from multiple devices, and in one post promoting ways for her to make money, and then in another post trying to belittle her or hurt her. It just doesn't add up. I'm gonna link down below the Dish Soap 1234 Twitter. That is where all of the stuff is, all the link. You can check out her community post on her channel. It is still up. If it goes down, I will post a screenshot of it somewhere so you can see it. I mean, I'll post it in here anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments down below. I am just totally perplexed because I didn't think this was something that Creepshow Art would do, but the evidence is, to me, this evidence speaks volumes. So I don't know, she said she's not going to be addressing it anymore and she's not going to be answering any questions. So I don't know how much answers we're going to be getting from her about this, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, you guys. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you come here for true crime commentary, I will be getting that to you soon. I will see you guys later. Bye.